Well, hello, BBs, and thank you all so much for joining me on this late Sunday Eve. Thanks for everybody on the replay. Seafood Pie, hello. Thanks for being here. So today I thought we would just do a quick little live where we watch a few of Chantal's most recent vlogs that she did for us that I have yet to cover on the channel, where she's doing some of her cooking and most likely like trying to pretend she's some kind of trad wife. So I thought we would do that this eve and just have a little fun. So why don't we get started, shall we?
Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I hope the fan noise isn't loud. I guess we'll find out and see. But I did it. It was a bit stressful finding all the ingredients, but I didn't find all the ingredients. We didn't.
Should also mention this is her "Can I make Canadian food in Syria?" video.
But I made Syrian spaghetti, church basement spaghetti. There's a whole story behind that if you're wondering. It's a long story, but my version of spaghetti and meat sauce, basically. So growing up, I wasn't always Muslim. I used to go to church as a kid. I was Christian, and the nice old lady volunteers would make spaghetti, very basic meat sauce spaghetti in like a church basement function. And that's why I call it that. So I don't know, but
I don't know that I've ever noticed anybody else calling this like church spaghetti. I've never heard that term in my life. I've heard, like funeral potatoes, but church spaghetti. Okay. We just called it spaghetti.
I am not Christian anymore. I'm Muslim now, alhamdulillah. So I'm making this Syrian version of the pasta and meat sauce, okay? So let me tell you how I did that, the story behind that. But first, let's unveil. All right, so ta-da! Here we have the spaghetti. And yes, there's cheese. I found shredded mozzarella. I don't remember how much the shredded mozzarella was. I'll have to check the
looks pretty dry, if you ask me.
The receipt, but anyway, and this is angel hair pasta. It was more saucy, but it kind of just absorbed. I mixed the pasta sauce with the noodles. So let me just dish this up and clean this up a bit, and I'll be right back.
Where are you going?
Why wouldn't she just do that, like, before starting her video? Just put some on a plate. She wanted this, like, grand reveal. Totally worth it.
Joey, what do you do? All right, so I'm going to put this aside and just eat my portion, which is this. And there's still... And Salah had already eaten as well. There's still this much. So if anyone wants to come over and eat, yalla, ahlan wa sahlan.
All right, guys, let's go. We're going to Syria.
All right, you're welcome. I have a glass of cold water, my baguette in Arabic. I know, look at me learning Arabic, huh? Diet Pepsi.
Denise, hi, BB. Thanks for being here.
Is in Arabic, Pepsi, or maybe Pepsi. I kid. All right, so, and we have a little plate of cheese and olives. Now, most people, I think, eat zaytuna olives with breakfast, but with olive as my middle name, I eat it any time of day. And this is a Syrian cheese. It's a cheese knot. It's really salty, and it's really, really good. So, my cat here, she's passed out. Jeez. When cats show you their belly, they're the most...
I can't take that. There's nothing like touching an animal and then touching food.
relaxed in front of you. So, all right. Look at this cheesy. The cheese is sticking to all the noodles. I hope you have something good to eat. If not, like I said, come on by. I'll feed you. Beefy noodle bite for you. Let's try this. Bismillah. Now, Salah says it's delicious. I don't know. Let's try.
Yes, babe, I love it.
And
Robo Salah is back. Yes, baby. I love it. This is my favorite meal I've ever had in my life. And I love you.
I'm good.
Meaning, really? Thank you, hon. Try an olive. This is kind of spicy olives with carrots. Mmm. So basically, you have to untangle the cheese knot like that.
Some interesting
Mm.
cheese. Dino Love Bites. Thanks for being here, BB.
Salty. It's kind of dry.
Yeah, of course. You need to have enough leftovers for Chantal for at least another meal.
It's got a strong taste. So the way the supermarkets
Seafood
are
pie,
here,
I agree.
we're not in like a town where you can easily find things that you would need
You're not going to pay me to get to Syria. Definitely not for this freaking heifer's cooking. Absolutely not.
for a basic spaghetti bolognese. I don't think that it's very common. If people make a spaghetti sauce or a sauce for pasta macaroni, they use like tomato paste. I did find some pasta sauce in the place we lived before, but that's far away. And I wanted to flavor it a lot. I couldn't find like oregano, not near us anyway. So
Hey,
Salah
Ash,
and
thanks for being
I
here,
checked
BB.
out 3 different soups, 4 different places, little marts. We got most of our stuff at the main one, but I needed peanut butter and I couldn't find pasta sauce in a jar. Just tomato paste and the spices I found.
That cheese is throwing me off. It literally looks like she's eating rope. Like, all right. I'm sure it's fine, but we know how Foodie loves her cheeses.
Were chicken bouillon, Maggi. I have black pepper, salt, paprika. Really good quality paprika though. And curry spices and cardamom. So I ended up and we also found they didn't have fruits and vegetables in the supermarkets because there's a lot of
Pumpkin Princess, thanks for being here, BB.
I'm telling you, more than Tim Hortons in every corner in Canada. They're just like everywhere. So we got some garlic and onion. So I just flavor it with garlic, onion, tomato paste, chicken stock, black pepper, a bit of salt, a bit of curry, and a little bit of white sugar. Because I find jarred pasta sauces that you buy in the store, they do also have sugar if you read the ingredients. Most of them.
Duh, bitch. Almost everything you buy at the grocery store has sugar in it. It's kind of upsetting, when you actually start paying attention to the ingredients, all of the chemicals, the sugars that they just add, the dyes. I know there are a lot of people, though, that like to put sugar in their spaghetti sauce. They like the sweetness to it. I personally have never tried that, but to each their own.
But I find it cuts the acidity in the tomato. You know what I mean? We did find a butcher who had made us ground beef.
Dinah Love Bites. Does she know she can make her own pasta sauce and shredded mozzarella on her own? I was making pasta sauce in my college dorm. It's not that hard. Yeah, I am assuming that she's trying to say that she made this sauce. Yeah, you just need some tomatoes, tomato paste, tomato juice, and then your spices. But I don't know. She hasn't specifically said what she did, which is what I kind of thought she was going to do with this video. But no, apparently she's just eating and talking out her ass per usual.
The ground beef here is good. I just asked for lean. I put a little bit of olive oil as well. But the problem is It's not a problem. It's just different. Like, the meat tastes more gamey in a way. Like, you could tell they're feeding it differently probably than different areas of the world, you know? But
Hi,
it's not
Cookie. Thanks for
strong.
being here, BB. My God, watching her unedited is like
It's not a strong gamey taste like
so much
lamb,
harder. So how's your
which
guys
I'm
this
very
weekend
picky about
going?
when I eat lamb. Olives.
I got to spend the day with my siblings
But I was
yesterday,
craving
celebrating
cereal
my
so
mom's
bad.
birthday. We had a
Oh,
lot
and
of,
yeah,
a lot
I
of fun.
put
A
shredded
lot of laughs.
mozzarella. I found a bag of shredded mozzarella.
Until we were at my brother's new house, and my mom thought it would be funny to put my YouTube channel on the TV in the background. And yeah, that was hard to just sit there, you know, hearing my own voice and being annoyed with myself. So that was an experience.
But it's pretty small.
Yeah,
But it
now
was
she
really
did
good.
say it was awfully dry, Cookie, because it like absorbed, but
It is really good, I should
she
say.
obviously didn't have enough sauce.
Basically, because we have to turn our fridge and freezer off at night. It's weird though because
All right, I'm going to take a moment out of this rambunctious live here to recognize Rebecca Tracy has been first in the comments for days now, including today when I posted a video. And it was members only, and I think I purposely was paying attention. I'm like, I wonder if she's going to get on this. It was 20 seconds, I think, and she had commented first. I was like, oh my goodness. I think that might be a new record, Rebecca. So, but thanks for being here, BB. And I'm happy to always have you first in my comments.
mashallah, the government electric is still on, so we can keep the fridge plugged in. But running on solar at night, you can't do that. It's just too much energy for the nighttime.
Sarah C, thanks for being here. Yeah,
So,
you might be able to give her a run for her money. I don't know. Will you and Rebecca
pretty much eat the
have it out in the comments?
like that day?
Well, Cookie, I'm
like
glad
a
I'm not
huge
alone on
thing
that.
of
And
cheese.
happy
Look at
birthday
this.
to your mom.
I found hot dogs. I've been craving like hot dogs, man. And I found a box of Kraft mac and cheese. Like, I never thought I would find that where we are. Maybe in Damascus, but I didn't buy it because I don't know.
It's the battle of the bone baddies. Rebecca versus Sarah. Who will win?
But it's really good. Whatever I used flavored it well. I put a lot of paprika in the tomato sauce.
God, how depressing.
So yeah,
She's just eating in silence.
just got a few
talking
things,
to herself.
especially some breakfast staples like eggs, pita, olives, cheeses. And just comment in this if you guys have followed me long enough.
Yeah, Denise, there
you
is
will know what
nothing
I'm gonna
about
make
this
with
that
these
looks appealing to me.
ingredients, okay, so potatoes, carrots, onion, garlic, tomato paste, beef cubes, peanut butter, and chicken bouillon. What am I going to be making?
All right, seafood pie. Sarah and Rebecca, you're like Teardrop and Tracy. We're going to put you guys both in like some kind of like battle arena, and you guys have to fight for my hand. joust, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what we can do. But I'm not going to Australia. Okay. It's not the spiders.
You won't necessarily win anything if you get it right, except for a big yay from me. And thank you for following me that long. Because you're an OG then. But throughout the years on this channel, no matter what phase I've been in life, that's a recipe that I've always kept with me.
Big Rud, thanks for being here, BB.
I love it so much.
I feel like a dainty princess having two people fight over me.
I like food from all around the world. Man, when I used to work in an office, once upon a time, we had this employee.
Yeah, she worked in an office, and I believe she was like an assistant to like a doctor, and the doctor hated her. And I think she was just supposed to be covering somebody that was on like maternity leave or something. So she didn't even work there that long. Like, bitch, shut up. Janie, hello. Thanks for being here, BB. Big Rod, appreciate it. One of your new followers. Well, we are so happy to have you join us in the boneyard, BB. I missed you too. Yes, I haven't had a chance to do lives lately, so I've been trying to catch up on actual videos, but thought we'd pop on for a quick Sunday live. Sarah C. I want to go to Australia though, not Syria though. Okay, see, I thought you were in Australia, Sarah C, but okay, that's fine. Maybe you can go to Australia to battle Rebecca and then just come back.
She was from, I can't remember if she was Filipina, from Vietnam, or from Vietnam. She made these like glass noodles. I forget what they were called.
Cookie will be watching that video next. Don't worry.
Vermicelli
Jenny,
glass
she's
noodles.
just eating. I thought she was going to be showing how she cooked this, but no.
Spring rolls that were just to die for. And like everyone in the office would ask her to make
Georgia,
them.
US.
Her,
okay, well, we're in the same time zone then.
Orders for people. And one day,
New Zealand. Ooh, I love Lord of the Rings.
I helped her out with something. And she was very appreciative. So she brought me a tray of these noodles and some spring rolls. And, you know, there's certain foods you just don't forget.
I don't really know what the hell she's talking about right now because she tells a story like shit. Like, she is absolutely terrible at telling stories. But it's funny that she helped her coworker and they're like, I know how to repay this person. She loves food.
So I took a picture of this meal. He's like, I need to, for memories of the first meal that you cooked in Syria, like proper meal. And it is quite delicious.
Noodle on the shirt. Yeah, Denise. She never forgets food. Every childhood memory relates back to food. Absolutely. Sad but true.
A few more olives.
Seafood pie. Probably the last meal she'll ever cook because she's lazy as whoop. Yeah. I mean, she's been there that long, and this is the first time she's cooked, apparently. Catherine, thanks for being here, BB. Hope you're having a good night.
And a sip of a drink.
Cookie. I'm sure the coworker probably fixed her all that food and brought it to her because she looked at her size and figured she was hungry. What's funnier to even think about is that the coworker probably brought it in to be like, let's share with everyone. And you know, for like 10 people, and Foodie's just like, thank you. Oh no.
That's it. That's all, folks. So,
oh my God, Sarah.
I would
Good
have
luck.
liked the spaghetti to be a bit more saucy, but all I had to do was
Sorry to
just
hear that
not
happen. That's
put as much pasta,
terrible.
which I can never, gauge how much to make from the package. I don't know. So whatever. But yes, that is it for now, I guess.
Oh my God, ended already. Shut up. What are you even saying? Sarah. Jeez. This dog getting sprayed by a skunk. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. I don't even know how to rectify that. The tomato juice. That's what they say anyway. Luckily, I've never had to deal with that. So good luck. I hope it works out. Jeez. Denise, that sounded like the Cookie Monster. Me cookie. Yum 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 yum. I might have watched Sesame Street a time or two in the past few years with a young child. All right, let's see. The next one we're going to watch is going to be West African Stew. Now, I'm assuming she's making it, but hard to say. I thought she would be more explaining more of the spaghetti than she did, so God only knows.
Video. Today we're making Mafe West African peanut stew. It is one of my favorite recipes I've learned years ago, and I've just always made it no matter where I am in the world. It is so savory and delicious. You can make it vegetarian. The original recipe, of course, has meat and probably a lot more vegetables like cabbage and some root vegetables. I think maybe cassava root, turnip, but I only had carrots and potato. You can alter this recipe, but I know people usually kind of freak out when they hear peanut butter in a savory recipe, but I'm telling you, it is very delicious and it just kind of combines with all the flavors. So Yella, let's make this. All right, so this recipe starts with lighting the gas stove, and I have a...
Okay, let me just address this here, because apparently I have given misinformation. So Ash, dog groomer here. Don't wet the dog at all. It locks the smell into their skin. And don't use tomato juice. Fully saturate. Okay, wait, I'm confused by that. Don't wet the dog at all. It locks the smell into their skin. And don't use tomato juice. Fully saturate. All right, well, I have no idea what that means. But, Ash, feel free to clarify. Seafood pie. Next will be meatloaf. Then she has run out of things to cook. Yeah. I don't know that we saw her make much else when she was in Canada with access to basically anything she could have ever wanted. And I don't think she picked up any type of culinary skills from you know who. I don't care to say its name. Natter. That's who I'm talking about. I'm glad you guys are now singing the Cookie Monster song. C is for cookie. It's good enough for me. I'm just doing that to sing to you, Cookie, since we have. Okay, here we go. Ash, fully saturate dog with shampoo and let it sit before rinsing it. Lukewarm water. Sorry, it sent too fast. No big deal. Skunk shampoo is best, but sometimes you have to deal with what you have. Yes. Okay. So just to keep in mind, everybody, and hopefully maybe Sarah's still listening, just fully saturate the dog with shampoo, let it sit for a while, and then rinse. Oh my gosh. Hopefully it's a little dog. That's all I can say, because it's terrible.
Cooking pot here with a diced red onion and about half of a pound.
Well, she probably didn't know how to do it, so.
And some crushed garlic. Now I'm going to add kind of a lot of oil, actually, to the pot. This is, I think, sunflower oil. Peanut oil is actually best. And we're just going to give those onions a nice stir. Just let them flavor the oil a bit. They don't have to be too cooked or browned or anything. They will disintegrate in the sauce. And then we're going to brown the beef. Actually, I think this is a half kg. So yeah, about a pound, I think.
So she just said to add the garlic. I wouldn't, because garlic burns super easy, but you know, it's Chantal. So why would we expect her to know anything?
I don't know. I can't do the math. And I'm going to add some spices after cooking that for a bit. I added some curry powder, black pepper, and a little bit of salt. And that's pretty much all I added.
Dawn
The
dipped
original
in
recipe for
Pepsi. That's
mafe does not
interesting.
include curry powder, but whatever. So I added about a little container and a half of tomato paste. I'll try to put here what that measurement would be in like tablespoons. It's hard to gauge since I don't measure, so I apologize. So I'm going to let the tomato paste fry a bit till it gets dark red, and then add water to cover the meat. And then I'm going to put a lid on it and let it cook for about half an hour till it gets a bit more tender. And after that, we are going to remove the lid, add a bit more water, add some root vegetables. You can add as many vegetables as you like. I only had carrots and potatoes, but you can add like cabbage and any kind of root vegetable would do. I did also add the crushed garlic, sorry. Now I'm going to add 2 Maggi chicken cubes. I know it's beef, but the chicken just tastes better for some reason. Now we're going to let that simmer again for about another half an hour.
Felix, look at all that oil. Artery clogger. Yeah, it doesn't look like she even drained it. Like, what the fuck? Well, I guess if you're cooking with the onions, but yeah, that just doesn't look that great to me. Catty Kitty, thanks for being here, baby. And thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate that, hun. Thank you so much.
Hour. About 35 minutes.
Jeff,
now we're going to add the peanut
pineapple.
butter. Now I
love
could only
that.
find the kind with sugar, but natural peanut butter without
Like
sugar
Raider.
is best. But it still tasted the same actually. So, and here's the final result. You'll know the mafe is ready whenever the oil separation occurs. You see the red kind of oil on the surface from the peanut butter, and now you have a creamy, savory dish, and you hardly taste the peanut butter at all. It really transforms in the mafe sauce.
Why does that look curdled almost? That looks really, really strange. Now, to be fair, I've never eaten this, but that just the way the oil's just sitting on top and like burned. Gross. Pumpkin Princess, what's she making? It doesn't look right. A West African stew, but looks like basically burnt oil and garlic and peanut butter flavors. Sounds great.
So saute and let's eat.
Hey guys. Okay, so I have the mafe, and there might be a bit of background noise, but there's always construction here, so I can't do anything about that. So yummy. Let's try it. It's very hot. We have a big chunk of potato.
Pay very close attention to the reaction
rice
on
and
her
gravy.
face, because will she
I need to put both
pretend
plates.
to like it?
That's better. Turned on both lights so you could see it better. Fight for you.
Didn't say Bismillah and had to add it in as a text, as if that counts. Like, why even bother?
The sauce is so rich. I can't describe. Like, you have to taste it.
Bitch, shut the fuck up. We know you hate it, so shut up. You're not convincing anybody. Like, what are you doing? Felix, does anything she ever make look right? Plus, she has no taste buds left. How can she even taste her food? She can't. They're blown to bits. And you know this shit's probably salty as hell. Sarah C. All good. My husband helped. We used soap and peroxide mix. He's small, so it wasn't bad. I never heard of Pepsi trick before. Got to try it. Oh my gosh. Whew. Well, Sarah, glad to hear it all worked out. And yes, get your husband in there to help out because, oh my God, the chaos. Jeff's couch pineapple. So rice with potatoes and carrots with a bit of beef. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's what we're seeing. But at least she's eating a vegetable, I guess.
Like I said, it transforms, with the tomato paste and spices. And the bouillon and the garlic and onion.
So transformative. How do you even know what it tastes like? It looks like it's scalding your mouth.
Hot potato. I wish you could all come over and eat.
Yeah, we're good.
Anyone who's tried this here in Syria so far has loved it. Good food is good food no matter what culture it comes from, right? So, I mean,
Ew. The way she just said that is like so fake. It just reminded I always bring this one up, even though I literally like torture myself every time I do it. But what she just did right there reminded of the hit it, Sala. Like it's just so fake and forced. Like good food is just good food. Like ew.
here in Syria so far has loved it. Good food is good food no matter what culture it comes from, right? So, I mean,
What a
let's
fake ass
just be real.
bitch.
Carrot.
I love it.
For some reason, Breaking Bad clips keep coming up on my YouTube shorts now. And I don't know why. This just made me think of that. That one scene where Gus poisons the cartel guys with the tequila. And I'm just expecting everybody who eats Chantal's cooking to just drop. Well, I mean, she did make everybody sick with that lamb dish. So I guess that's not that far from the truth. But instead of keeling over, they'd be pooping their brains out.
It's tasty.
Thanks, babe. It's filling, tasty. Want more?
No, I'm full.
The type of rice I used is called Calrose rice.
Otter
think
Girl,
it's an
thanks for being here,
Egyptian-style
BB.
rice.
Welcome.
Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you get to try this. If you do try it and you love it, please let me know.
Yeah, it'd probably be good if we found someone that could actually cook it properly and not you, who for one is iffy because you're so filthy and disgusting, but for two, you, like Cookie said, literally curdled it. So we're good. Thanks.
I'm sure you will. I know it's it's like kind of like a gravy almost. Not gravy, but
Felix. Poo-poo pilaf. Sala's favorite Canadian dish. Well, he does enjoy the poo-poo, doesn't he? He's like, Chantal, eat a second portion of that for later. Well, that would imply that he's interested in her in any capacity. But
the flavor is really hard to describe unless you've made it and you've tried it. So that's how it goes with life in general. You know, you never fully know until you try something. And
poop-teen.
I think that's kind of the motto
Thanks
with
for being here,
how things
Bernard.
go with like living in Syria. A lot of people from my audience don't understand me being here and how it actually is. And I think until you've actually come here and experienced life here, you won't really fully know.
Oh my God, shut up. Everybody's opinion on Syria are from what we see in the news and what you've shown us, which is nothing positive other than a couple little glimpses. So if you're wondering why we are all saying the things we are, maybe you should review your content that you're broadcasting to the world, okay?
So yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you're all having something good to eat today. Take a bite of the mafe. You're all welcome.
And you know what? If she actually liked it, I think that plate would be cleared by now. She didn't like it.
Share. And what else do I want to say? I think that's about it. I will be making this regularly because, yeah. And usually I use natural peanut butter with no sugar, but I couldn't find that.
So I just used regular with sugar. So you could probably totally use something like Skippy, whatever, you know. The sauce will be a little sweet, but not much. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching and take care of yourselves. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Oh my God, Julia. What was that? Oh, there's a preview to tomorrow's video of mine. Okay, so I figured we would watch one more video and just trying to keep it short tonight. Not trying to keep everybody up too late before tomorrow. Back to the old grind. But I figured we would watch the newest video on the Aunt Tammy drama from Apathetic faxX. So let me get that pulled up. Okay, I think we've got it ready to go here. So this is the one Apathetic faxX put up. It's Aunt Tammy just debunked Amber Lynn's like lies. So no shock there because she is a huge emphasis on the word huge liar. But yeah, let's see what she's got for us today, shall we? So this is just Tammy putting, the more I hear, the more I see, the more I look, the more I find the audacity of this burp. What word do you think she would choose for Amber there? See you next Tuesday? I mean, it's four stars.
And she's been taking to her community tab to call her out. She's not only been expressing her thoughts and emotions.
So this one says, I have heard and read a lot of people saying that I shouldn't have handled this online, that it was messy, that I was messy. I get it. I do. So my question, y'all, is how do you feel I should have handled this situation to actually end this cycle for good? I feel I've tried so many different things and different ways over the years, and nothing has ever worked. Some things I've tried, counseling,
through her posts, but she's also been
AI
debunking Amber's laws. And if you think this is almost over, according to Tammy, she's only...
This person saying to her, please just stop. We believe you. Quit keeping this battle alive. We all know Amber is a sick person. You should let it go. And Tammy says, I've only just begun. When I'm done, I'll let it go. You know what? Good. I hope she freaking burns Amberlyn to the ground. To the ground, to the ground. Yeah, yeah. That would be amazing. I'm here for it. I don't care what anybody says. I've said it before in the videos where I was covering it. Aunt Tammy has been through the ringer with her family. And you know what? Just let her have her freaking moment. And we're going to be here to watch. Absolutely. Aiden Stryker, thanks for being here, BB. Just got here. You didn't miss much. We just watched Chantal's latest cooking videos. And now we're going to watch Aunt Tammy. Felix Savage, I just want to say I found your channel yesterday and I love your videos and you crack me the F up. Happy to have caught your live. Hugs and sunshine from a rage boner. Well, thank you, BB. I so appreciate that. You guys are what makes it worth it for me. Obviously, I love making videos. I find it's almost kind of like a release in a way. You know, just come on here and tell these heifers off. But obviously being able to interact with you and seeing that people actually enjoy listening to me prattle on, it's awesome. So thank you all so much. Appreciate it. Boop girl, thanks for being here, baby. Hi dolls. Hello. Ashley Griffin, thanks for being here. I'm so glad someone in the family finally spoke out about ALR's lies. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Aunt Tammy did come out before, but it's back when Amber wasn't nearly as popular. So now it's really kind of Pumpkin Princess. Truly, it's a little cathartic to see Amber get knocked down a peg or three. Yeah. It's like you feel justified. And I feel like we all finally have confirmation that we're not crazy, even though that's what Amber tries to, paint the picture of. So 100%. All right, let's see what else she's going to say here.
Just begun. So let's take a look at some of the laws debunked today.
And you didn't meet me at 17. You met me when you were 14, when I went to California for the first time after 16 years.
Yeah, and you know what? Amber even almost, I feel like she confirmed that. She was live earlier as I was about to go live, and she even said something about like, oh, and all she did was bring up when I was 14. Like, oh, okay, so you are going to admit that she met you when she was 14. Ash, I've seen people say Tammy took it too far, but people don't deal with real, true narcissists often. I really believe Tammy was pushed to the very end, and this was Tammy's jumping off the edge. Yes, I agree. And I said something very similar. These type of people will literally make you feel like you're crazy, and you fight and fight and fight against it for so long because they make you feel like it's you, it's your fault. And then once you finally see them for who they are, and I think part of Tammy's moment of awakening was seeing all like Amber's videos and all the reaction channels, just basically calling Amber for what she is. I think that helped her finally say, you know what? I'm sick of this bitch. And it sounds like she just wasn't afraid to burn the bridge, you know? And maybe she had to do that in order, to truly stay away. The only thing that sucks is I hate to see that Amber's mom and Aunt Tammy's, their relationship is now affected because Tammy went through living hell with her sister. To see her sister come out of addiction and to finally be living a normal-ish life. And now she's got Amber to just blow it up again. So fuck you, Amberlyn. I hate your guts and hope you get what's coming to you. Yeah. Maybe it's less ding on my karma if I sing it.
Remember you getting the pot of spaghetti out of the refrigerator and using the really huge utensil, taking big scoops out of the pot onto your plate where your dad said, I think that's enough, Amber. That's my first memory of you. And you still continue.
No, this shit straight pissed me off because Amber wasn't even listening to her aunt. She was just sitting there reading the chat like she could give a shit less. But then when the aunt brought up this story about the spaghetti, another spaghetti that we just watched, Chantal, anyway, she finally tuned in because it was embarrassing to her. So it's just like, bitch.
On your plate. Yeah, that story goes around our family year after year after year.
I don't know what the point of her telling the spaghetti story of you piling more on your plate when dad said that's enough. My mom listened to that and my mom's like, girl, you never met her when you were 14. And I was like, I didn't think so because I understand I have missed.
When Amber said this too, my first thought was, do you think that Kristen, Amber's mom, is the best person to ask when it comes to factual historical events? This is someone that was in a extreme battle with drug addiction at the time. So those types, I don't think you can really truly rely on their version, unfortunately. Some stuff, sure. But for her to be like, oh, no, that never happened. Well, I don't know. I trust that.
Memories, but I'm telling you, like it didn't even tickle something in my brain. I'm like, bro, what?
So after hearing Amber deny this story, Tammy decides to jog her memory. I have been very busy in my everyday life since this has all came about. I have been watching many different reaction channels. There are so many more than I have heard of before. I have had them playing.
Okay, I hate this robot voice, so I'm just going to read it. So Tammy posts, I've been very busy in my everyday life since this has all came about. I have been watching many different reaction channels. There are so many more than I have ever heard of before. I wonder if she's ever watched Ragebound. I have had them playing as background noise until some comments make me stop what I'm doing and pause for a moment. I have changed my view on a few things for sure. I actually like all the different perspectives that I have heard and read, and including constructive criticism. I plan on responding to a lot of the questions in a very near future. Gonna have to teach myself a few things along the way. Thank goodness for YouTube. Oh, I wonder if she's gonna make a video. I met you. What? Oh, the first time I met you story involved Amber and a pot of spaghetti has gotten a lot of attention. When she said my sister said it never happened, that was laughable but not surprising. Not that these facts make or break the case, but there are some more details that might trigger their memories. Beginning of 2005, my daughter's father, my husband, purchased a baby blanket for our first granddaughter that was to be born. Sorry, I'm having to like read where the words are cut off because I'm not smart enough to know what to do. Okay. So I guess she's maybe just using that as like a timeline marker, you know, for where the child was born. All right, hold on. Let's see what the top of that says then.
Is background noise until some comments make me stop what I'm doing and pause for a moment. I have changed my views on a few things for sure.
Okay. And then she had a heart-to-heart talk with her sister on the back porch of our uncle's porch, back patio of our uncle's porch before she was made to leave for coming high. But, you know, her memory was clicking back then, apparently. That's another story in itself. When she asked me why, I know she remembers that conversation. My sister and I used to refer back to that time many, many times over the years. I also went to an NA meeting with both my sister and George, which is Amber's dad. Wonder if that will be enough to jog some memory. So obviously, she has a lot of things in that same time period that is associated. I hope this is directed to me. You're doing great, sweetie. I can't read anything. God. Okay. So then we see that somebody puts, I'm assuming on Aunt Tammy's channel. Well, there you go. She showed up high. I don't remember anything from those times either. And then Aunt Tammy said she remembers. Which, depending on what Amber's mom was doing back then, sometimes you're completely conscious of everything, sometimes you're not. So all right, so then somebody else says, honestly, I don't believe it's a selective memory. I really just don't think Kristen remembers because she was high. And then Tammy says, no, my sister remembers that trip 1000%. We have had many, many conversations about it. Well, yeah, that's probably true. But as we've seen before, Amber's mother is not going to go against Amber. And from everything we've seen, Amber is 100% taking advantage of that. So it definitely could just be Kristen saying, oh, no, Amber, just to appease Amber. She's a freaking terror to everybody in her life. Somebody else said, so true. Also, the way she describes her mom back then, she did not remember anyway. So she's still saying that Kristen remembers everything. Somebody else said to Tammy, were you aware that Amber claims she was born on drugs and her mom was using while she was pregnant with her? Tammy said, no, I think I heard her say drug baby years ago in one of her videos, but I think I thought of it in a different context, like a baby or child growing up in a basically an addict's home. Not actually that my sister was on stuff when she was, pregnant and having her. That's 100% not true. I was there. God. Oh my God. If Amber's really out here lying about that kind of shit, which it's Amber we're talking about, that's crazy work. Crazy work. And for what? The sympathy? Jesus.
Like a baby/child growing up in a
drugs with me and her. Yes.
Okay, so
I was
here
there.
she's going to show now her saying it.
My mom did drugs with me and her. Yes, she did. I'm a drug baby, and I didn't find that out until about a year ago. My parents are drug addicts, and they chose drugs over me and my brothers. It is a sad reality and something that I have dealt with even before I was born. Like, little did I know I was a baby. I was actually...
Yep, so just victim Lynn. Throwing her mom out there like that. Jesus.
Actually born a baby, like that's a whole other story as well. And I was born addicted to drugs, so...
Hi, Tammy. I'm curious. Amber has talked about her grandmother and how she was.
Here's another one. So I guess this is all just comments and stuff? Okay. All right. That's fine. So this person said, hi, Tammy. I'm curious. Amber has talked about her grandmother and how she was the magical stroke lady. Oh my God. I forgot about that. And how she was in the newspaper. Was this on your mom or dad's side? Tammy says, magical stroke lady need more info to confirm. Where or when did Amber say this? All right. Well, I'm going to guess that's probably not on her mother's side then, considering she Tammy has no knowledge of it whatsoever.
Getting into Target that my grandpa just had a stroke. And she's home alone, and she doesn't want to be home alone. And on top of that, she's stressed, worrying about my grandpa. Because I remember when my grandma had a stroke.
Oh my God. You know what I can't stand? When somebody is a one-upper. Like anytime anybody is telling a story, doesn't mean if it's a tragic story, an amazing story where something good happened. You know, they went down to the street to get a glass of milk from the guy selling milk and cookies. Since you guys are talking about cookies and now I'm thinking about them. But these people will always be like basically interrupting the person to then tell their version of that story. And it's somehow like better. So not even necessarily better in a good way. So here she is, her Destiny's family member had this medical event, and here comes Amber. Yeah, well, actually, my family member had a miracle stroke. God, I hate those kind of people. You guys hear that sound? That's me punching life-size replica of 100-pound, 600-pounder. No. Can you imagine if I just had that sitting in the corner of my room and every once in a while I just start beating it up? All right. Anyway, off track a little bit, but all this to say, one-uppers suck. And so does Amber and Chantal.
This was years and years ago. And she was in the newspaper because she was like the magical stroke lady. Like, oh my God. She had that type of stroke that kills you. And it's very rare that you get out of it. And she was out of it with no symptoms. Like,
To that law,
Amber, shut the hell up. Do you think Amber thinks that secretly she's like a magical stroke lady? Like, guys, I don't have to worry about diet or exercise, and I can maintain my life at 500 pounds because my grandma was a magical stroke lady, so I'm invincible. Whoop, whoop. Wouldn't surprise me at all. So then Tammy replies to somebody saying, well, I can tell you this. My mom has no record of a stroke in her medical records, although she has claimed to have had many, many, many strokes. Her words, not mine. That's all I'm going to say to that for now. So safe to say, Tammy's mother was not the magical stroke lady who had an actual newspaper article written about her, according to Amber. Well, I'm assuming she could be talking about somebody on her father's side. But again, if this was such an event, I would think that Tammy would be aware of it as well. But okay. Okay. This person said, was Amber in the newspaper for choking on a lifesaver? Oh my God. Is that a thing? Is that in the lore? Because if it is, I'm not aware of it.
Saver?
When I was 4, I choked on a lifesaver. Isn't that ironic? Because I heard that the lifesaver actually has a hole in the middle to prevent choking, and so you can still breathe when you choke on it.
Bitch, oh my God. I can just see Amber like accidentally like swallowing it and kind of be like for a minute. And in her mind, she's like, I was literally almost paralyzed. Like, okay, if you're breathing and coughing, then you're fine. If only that lifesaver had done us this favor. Anyway.
If you choke on it. But I did choke and I wasn't breathing. I couldn't talk and my mom didn't know what to do. So she hurried up, called 911 and they showed up and thankfully saved my life. And they actually gave me a teddy bear with the firefighter like suit.
Oh shit.
Already.
Damn it. I just clicked on the ankle. Jesus. What have I done?
Saver actually has a hole in the middle.
Disaster averted. Everything's great. Dino Love Bites. Remember when Destiny's little niece was playing in a soccer tournament? You know what? I thought it was her sister. Anyway, yes, that's a perfect example of when she's like, it's constantly, anytime. And you know damn well she's doing that when she's with people too, just not only on her videos. She's probably constantly having to be like, well, I did. It's okay to just let people tell their story and be like, oh my gosh, wow. You know, you don't always have to add your own version. Freaking hate that shit.
To prevent choking, and so you can still breathe when
The
you choke
blue
on it, if you
team.
choke on it. But I did choke and I wasn't breathing. I couldn't talk, and my mom didn't know what to do. So she hurried up, called 911, and they showed up and thankfully saved my life. And they actually gave me a teddy.
She's so stupid. Like, does she think you can be like actually choking for like an hour? Like I said, if only the lifesaver had. Felix. Are you sure she wasn't choking while she was in a lifesaver? Yeah, like it was cutting her off at her midsection and evading her lungs from expanding. My God, I can't stand her. My mom didn't know what to do. Okay, well, if a 4-year-old's choking, you're supposed to whack them on the back super hard, like right between the shoulder blades with the palm of your hand. And if that doesn't work, you're supposed to give them basically the Heimlich as hard as you can. Like, I just watched a video on it the other day. Like, you're going to feel like you're hurting them, but... Or just get one of those choking device things that sucks it out of you. That's probably the best thing, but... My mom didn't know what to do, so she called 911, and then 19 minutes later, I was still alive. Maybe that's what's wrong with her brain. The lack of oxygen for so long. Also, just a PSA, do not stick your fingers in a kid's mouth if they're choking, because you can actually lodge it further. So
Bear with the firefighter like suit on the teddy bear, and I named the teddy bear Lifesaver, and I was in the newspaper because of that. Like, what?
This viewer said,
that sounds like the fakest shit I've ever heard in my life. I don't remember anything from my childhood. I had this teddy bear, which was brown, and it had a coat on it that I named Lifesaver. Like, bitch, shut up. Damn, RB, you savage. Are you just now figuring that out? The thing is, if we weren't on YouTube, I would be so much worse. Like, you have no idea. Anyway, M. Johnson, thanks for being here, BB. I'm so late. I'm so sorry. Please, Bone Goddess, forgive me. Of course, no worries at all. We're just not even watching really anything. We're just kind of BSing, but Amber is an idiot, per usual. Janie, I love your Rage Bone, but Amber is really hard to listen to. I know. Isn't it kind of like funny, though, that we can just sort of just be like, wow, this dumbass bitch. That's pretty much what I enjoy out of her, because she is so damn stupid, and it's so easy to just be like, I hate you. Okay, so what's this trying to say here?
Septa7 shows us. It was just that they list the emergency calls. It wasn't like an
I'm just gonna let this one play because I can't freaking read it.
article on the amazing Amber or anything. To which Tammy replies, true.
I tried to verify this newspaper appearance, and this is the only thing that I found. A local newspaper called the Petalumaga's Courier used to post logs of all the calls made to the police and fire departments. And in November 1995, when Amber would have been 4, just shy of 5, this call appeared in the paper with an address matching Amber's grandma's address at the time. It reads as follows. At 4:42 p.m., a 4-year-old girl was choking on the 400 block of Redacted Boulevard. She was not taken to the hospital.
And then, of course, we've got the weirdest law of them.
Okay, so they actually did prove that it happened, but it was like unremarkable, basically. Oh my God, to Amber, though, that's her being in the newspaper. But the way she would tell it, you would have thought it was like a picture of her with like the teddy bear, and like all of the freaking like firemen are holding her up in like a moment of rejoice. Oh my God. This explains so much about Amber, I swear to God. M. Johnson just gifted 5 Rage Bone memberships. Thank you so much, M. You didn't have to do that, but thank you so much. I appreciate you. So welcome to everybody that is the new members in the Skeleton Society. We rise, we rot, we rage. Thank you so much, Em. I so appreciate that.
Mall, and the one that Aunt Tammy made sure she brought the receipts to. Aunt Tammy texts Amber to check in on how she's been doing as far as her eating habits. It's clear Amber is annoyed by this and has a nasty attitude.
Haven't had time to even think about it.
My God, this is the stupid sign shit. I saw this the other day, which is like honestly the dumbest possible thing to lie about. But it really does also kind of point out how immature Amber is, because that's like some shit like an 8 or 9-year-old would lie about. And that's what she's doing. Sarah C, we have a bunch of new boneyard brats. You know what? I kind of like that. When I say BB, I mean bone baddies, or just like BB like baby, because I like saying that in general. But boneyard brats is pretty good too. We love a good brat, don't we?
As for your advice on me bringing a cooler to work, I wouldn't have anywhere to put it. We have 2 offices. One is the med room, which nothing is allowed to be in there. And the other is the boss's office, which is locked to employees. The refrigerator isn't even allowed to be used by residents.
So Tammy,
Dino
clearly
Love Bites, you
frustrated,
know
calls her
damn well she has probably told that story to anyone and everyone, especially if they're like, oh my God, I actually almost died. And she's like, well, I choked on a lifesaver one time and I was in the newspaper. And the fact that she's going to say she was in the newspaper when it was just about like the recorded calls, which would happen on literally anything. Probably the same with her grandma. My grandma was in the newspaper for being the miracle stroke lady. Meanwhile, it's just like the call log. God. She looks savage. I like rage burners myself. You know, there's been a couple of you wilding out saying that. And I said, you know what? If you want to call yourself that, you go ahead. Who am I to stop you? Yeah, no. Yeah, no.
out and says she saw a Mountain Dew and a to-go cup in the quote med room. And says, no more advice from me on diet. You're starting to frustrate me too often. Amber claims that all belong to her boss, and her boss can do whatever she pleases, which Amber thinks is unfair, and adds, but there's nothing I can do about it. She says she and Destiny have gotten in huge trouble for simply having a water bottle and some Tums in that room before. So Tammy suggests Amber keep her healthy packed lunch in the car and says she refuses to believe Amber's job does not allow them to bring their own food.
Are you seriously saying I'm lying? I would love to pack my own lunches. And pack Destiny's.
Are you seriously going to have the audacity to say that I'm lying? And she still acts like that on her channel. Like, we all have the audacity to act like she's lying about something? Wow, you guys. Wow.
It would be cute. I've seriously been craving a healthy sandwich on a sandwich thin. I just have nowhere to store food. Leaving it in my car would be pointless. I live in hot Florida. It's hot as ever. Maybe when it cools down, I will. That's my only hope, honestly. But do not call me a liar when this whole situation is seriously something I am struggling with. Because I want...
My God. The way Amber's reacting to this, she's acting like it's the hardest thing that anybody has ever had to do in her life. Like, get a fucking grip. I hate her. I hate her. I just keep saying it. I hate her. And the sad truth is, I don't even think she's worth that. Like, I don't actually hate her, but I just can't stand how she does this shit. Like, God. Becky Weiss, thanks for being here, BB. I'm looking, so you'll probably hear this later because it looks like you're starting at the beginning, but I'm looking at the beginning. She says pasta, like pasta. Yeah, that's a Canadian thing. So, tomato, you know? I think she says Mario, pasta. It's all good. Raven Moon, thanks for being here, BB.
Want to bring food here. Water is the only thing I bring, and even then I get afraid to leave it around. Residents will pick up anything they want and just start drinking it.
So Aunt Tam...
Dino Love Bites. That's mean as I'm trying to stifle my laughter. I mean, Amber, will probably be in the newspaper again. Yeah, it's probably not even obituary. It'll be 670-pound woman had to be removed from her home today by crane. Chaos ensued as people donning themselves as gorlworld were mobbing the scene. Felix Savage, yeehaw! Anyway, going fishing under the black moon now. Hugs and sunshine to all you range boners, especially to you, Rage Bone. Hey, I'm Canadian. Eh? Well, I hope you catch the biggest fish that you've ever seen in your life. Have a good one, Felix. Thanks for being here, baby.
Tammy calls up to Amber's work, speaks to her coworker Haley, and gets the truth herself. She then warns Amber she's not one to lie to. The quicker she knows that, the better off they'll be. Amber claims she was right next to Haley when Tammy called, and they're having a huge laugh about it right now, and says Haley wouldn't know the rules, as she's only been there 4 days.
Next time you need to know something about the business I'm employed in, ask me.
And Tammy replies, so you can continue to lie to me?
Yeah, the fact that Aunt Tammy just straight up called her job and was like, hey, just wondering, that probably blew Amber's mind. I would have loved to see that. Just her shitting herself. And she's like, oh, when she realized it was Aunt Tammy calling on the phone. If you need to know the next thing of my business. Like, bitch. Exactly. Aunt Tammy, you continue to lie, so I gotta find out for myself.
So Tammy lets Amber know she's been caught in this lie, and Amber proceeds to freak out, and they go back and forth for quite a while.
My God, I don't think we really need to read any of that. It's the same shit. She basically tried to be like, I don't know why you think I'm lying. And then Amber literally wrote on a piece of paper that said absolutely no food. And then in other videos, it was shown and proven that it was never there again. And Amber just basically fabricated the whole thing for absolutely no reason because she's a complete weirdo. And instead of taking any type of accountability to her aunt, of all people, she just had to fabricate some dumb shit and then immediately got called on it. So classic. Absolutely classic. So Amber's saying these days that she's single as a Pringle. Are we going to take bets on if she's still with Emily for the 47th freaking time? My God. Dino Love Bites. Do you think there's drama with her mom's fiance? Tammy revealed that Amber's mom is still married to Amber's dad, so she can't get married again. That's the end of the relationship. You know what? I didn't know the still married to George part, but I remember on the phone call with Amber and Aunt Tammy, she had mentioned Amber's mom's relationship and basically how it was terrible. But I took that as like I was like a mega douche, but I don't know. To me, that was just the vibe I was taking from that. So who knows? I'm sure it's not all, sugar, tits, and honey like Amber tries to make it seem like. Where that just came out of, don't ask me, but that's what my brain just came up with at this time of night. But I think, too, it has something to do with why she goes from calling him her stepdad to my mom's fiance to, and then she just doesn't talk about it. I have a feeling he cannot stand Amber, and who can blame him? Okay. M. Johnson. Gonna nerd out for a second. The K-pop Demon Hunter sing-along is showing on Netflix tonight at midnight. I'm so excited. I will not be staying up for that, but I will say, when my child made me watch that, I was like, I don't want to watch this. I've never really been too much into anime and that style of animation. Obsessed. We were watching it straight for 2 weeks after that, listening to it in the car. I think I fell in love with every member of the Saja Boys and then went on a rabbit hole of watching K-pop bands on TikTok. So It was a real problem. I've broke out of it a little bit, but have fun, Em. Sounds like a good time. All right. Well, I think we are all caught up for now. Got a new video coming out tomorrow that right now is members only, so check that out. If anybody's interested in the memberships, all that information will be in the description. Again, thank you to M. Johnson for gifting 5 new members, and thank you, Catty Kitty, for the super sticker. Thank you, BBs. Yeah, I think we did it tonight. Just a quick Sunday night live. So I thank you all so much for joining me. Always a pleasure talking to you. You guys are always so freaking funny. I love it. So good luck to Sarah and Rebecca in the comments. Who will be first? Who will be the winner? Who will win my hand? All right, everybody. Have an awesome week. Have a great night. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.